Hi, we're here with the Scion Showcase, streaming with a bunch of game writers and developers, most of whom work on Scion and don't get a chance to play this game nearly enough. I'm Hiromi, they, them. I'm the line developer for Scion, as well as writer and developer for various games, some not in Onyx Path. I'm coming to you from Coast Salish, Stillaguamish, Snohomish, and Suquamish lands. I'm the storyteller for this game, and now it's time for you to learn a little bit about my players. David, tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, and whether they've been in a life and death fight before.
Cool. I am David Castro. I am a writer and developer for Scion, as well as other Onyx Path games and other games outside of Onyx Path. I am playing Damien De La Cruz, and I have not fought for my life before. I've lived a very cushy rich boy life.
Don't worry about me typing this information. It's fine.
Means nothing.
It's nothing. Jeffrey, who are you? What do you do? Who are you playing? And have they been in a life and death struggle before?
Hello, I'm Jeffrey, he, him. I'm a writer for Scion, who has not yet become a developer for Scion, and playing Mitch Hewlett, the golden retriever that walks like a man. And he has absolutely never been in a life or death struggle before. It would make him sad if it ever happened.
And because this is Scion, I feel like we have to clarify, Mitch is not actually a golden retriever that can walk like a man.
No. Just the sweetest
I'm sorry.
boy.
Yes, we do have to clarify that.
It is technically possible to play that character. It requires using denizens, which do not have like deep rules made available yet. That's coming.
Yes.
But that's not what's happening. Metaphorical golden retriever.
Yes, I should clarify.
Spider, who are you? What do you do? Who you playing? And have they been in a life and death struggle before?
I am Spider Perry, he, they, and I am a writer for many Onyx Path lines, not yet a developer for one. But I also run Nerdy Kepi, which makes quality queerware. That is my day job. I am playing Elijah Khan, who is a Jewish transmasculine civil rights lawyer, which is why it's not me. And given Elijah's upbringing, I would say I don't know life and death like in a fight, but I know that they have definitely been in life or death situations before, because they grew up in difficult wherever mom dragged them, basically, you know, which is usually places that they were in danger. I got it all right. Yeah, I got it all.
And Michaela, who are you? What do you do? Who are you playing? And have they been in a life and death struggle before?
Hello, I'm Michele Masala. I'm from Italy, as you can hear from my accent, which I can make sound even worse. I wrote for the Chronicles of Darkness, for They Came From line. I'm also the developer of They Came From the Cyclops Scale. I haven't worked for Scion, but I'm a fan, and I'm a fan yet. And I love mythology, so I'm happy to be here. As from where I come from, I use this example because it's wonderful. If you ever seen Disney's Luca, I'm from right there, but we don't have fish people, or we can't go live under the sea. Otherwise, I'll be there, but hey, can't have it all. And that's me. Oh, yes, I'm my character. I'm playing Elena Rapacini, they, them. And I can say that my divine parent is Veles of the Bogovi, a god with a rather large purview of of powers and interests that range from death to the wilderness and many other things we'll see as we go in game.
And has Helena been in a life and death struggle before?
Oh, right, the question. I think they don't, but they have still been very close to some dangerous situation. Perhaps not enough to call those life or death moments.
Makes sense. All right, cool. So would anyone like to take a stab at recap, or should I do that thing? All right, David, go for it.
So last time on this stream, we had a bunch of separate adventures in 3 different parts of the country. My character did a really quick heist of a museum. Jeffries prevented a heist of a museum, different museum, and lied to some cops. And then they encountered a really mean white lady, or at least appearing as a mean white lady, got in a fight that teleported them across the country to Boston, and then I teleported less far, still to Boston, and now we're dealing with said mean white lady in Boston.
Yeah. And after looking at the footage for last session, I realized that not only were my fingers too slippery to do my snap change properly, but when I dried my fingers and tried it a second time, you couldn't actually see the snap change. And so I feel like I have to demonstrate that I actually can do a fucking snap change.
That's fair.
I'm like, wait a minute. This just makes it look like I'm shit at magic. I'm mediocre at magic. I'm not shit.
Also, magic is fun.
It is fun. So yeah, that is a pretty solid recap of what happened. Super Karen was apparently in 2 different cities, hassling 2 different Scions, and when we left off, Mitch, Damien, and Helena were all in the Museum of Fine Art in Boston. And while Super Karen had been placated by sending her to the gift shop to get everything that the gift shop had, she currently has apparently everything that the gift shop has in just a series of bags hanging off of one hand and a giant S-shaped sword in the other hand, as heavy winds are coming off of her. And it is very clear that she is more than human, which everyone has at least heard of being a thing. And I probably should have also asked if your characters have actually had firsthand experience seeing the supernatural. So let's actually go around real fast and do that. Michaela, has Helena seen supernatural things firsthand? I mean, besides being thrown across the country.
Previously than last session. Okay. No, I don't think I have. It's a first this time. So this being the Scion setting, the idea that mythical creatures exist and the gods are there isn't as secret, there is not an hidden world and everything. But this time it's a new experience for Elena.
Yeah. For viewers, Scion setting is the world, capital V, capital world. The existence of gods and supernatural creatures and mythical beings is not a secret, but that doesn't mean that everyone has daily encounters with such things. Because if they did, then your characters wouldn't be interesting. But it's always possible that characters start the game going, "Oh, Scions, yeah, I know what those are. I met one. Like my friend from high school turned out to be one, and then like got evaporated by by a Surtur or something."
Listen, my girlfriend in high school was definitely a Scion, but she was from Canada, so you don't know her.
Yeah,
She's a model. It's a whole thing.
As long as she doesn't turn into the moon, you're all right. So.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
Spider, has Elijah encountered supernatural things before?
I think that he has, but I think that it's probably I don't think he has any sort of structured awareness. Like it's probably he's seen stuff, but doesn't have like maybe the proper names, or there's a lot of things that he could probably write things off as before thinking, that it is actually what it is, even if that's just contextualizing it in, Jewish mythology or, whatever. I think probably yes, but I don't think that he like knows what Scions are or anything.
Okay. Jeffrey?
Similarly, I think Mitch doesn't have any direct experience, but he's from a reasonably devout Theoi worshipping family who are in for a big surprise when he gets his visitation. So he's grown up with a lot of stories of heroes, and is probably going to frame everything in kind of Greek mythic terms. So yeah, but this will all be exciting for him.
And David, what's Damien's experience?
So Damien is the other side of the Mitch / Elijah coin, where he knows a lot of things about the supernatural world and credits more than is actually supernatural to the supernatural. He thinks all things like he's down with all kinds of magic. He has deep knowledge about the occult, deep knowledge about the supernatural, and also probably assigns things to the supernatural that are just coincidental or whatever.
So now I'm imagining that had I done the 3-card money thing for you, that Damien would have been like, "Oh yeah, no, clearly this person's doing magic. Fucking, I'm not betting on someone who can actually change cards."
I would probably have tried to counter the magic. Is what probably would have happened.
I'm just imagining a bunch of 3-card money hustlers in New York. They just have salt in their hair because of Damien. Just like, All right. So the three of you in the Museum of Fine Art in Boston have an angry and apparently superhuman Super Karen in front of you. She seems especially hostile to Mitch and Helena, and surprisingly also Damien, who has not encountered this woman before. Chuck, the security guard at the museum, is also getting a bit of an evil eye from her, although not as much as you three. And Kazuki Jackson, the one of the curators of the museum, is also getting the stink eye, presumably because Kazu tried running interference on her for like an hour to keep her from stealing any of the museum's exhibits. And so you're all apparently in great peril from something that you don't have a lot of personal experience about. Your lives are potentially on the line, which is why we're going to cut to Elijah.
Cool. Okay.
Elijah is at a legal conference. There's a few standout members of the civil rights legal community giving speeches. What's like a legal topic or two that Elijah might have attended a talk on?
Oh, I think doing away with bail as a legal concept would certainly be, bail justice, family reuniting, and obviously like trans rights in the carceral system, and definitely like immigration related topics as well. Basically anything that centers on abuses in the carceral system is kind of their jam.
Awesome. So it's been like 2-3 days of legal conference. A lot of this has been in relatively large lecture halls. Well, relatively, like
a couple
50
hundred
to
people
70,
kind of
like,
jam.
yeah, like
Oh,
50
okay.
to 70 people. So like it's
Okay.
those are like the large rooms for this conference. So it's not like a mega conference where it takes over like an entire convention hall, but it's decent sized, and a few workshop rooms where you have it as more like 10 folks, where like there are almost the same amount of presenters as there are people attending. Jeffrey's smiling because he's probably been to those conferences. I have too, which is why I can fucking say this.
Oh yeah, absolutely, totally, 100%.
So like it's about lunch.
Going and doing his thing, gathering information, meeting people,
Yeah, you have like as many business cards from people that you might later want to follow up on, and I feel like Elijah might be the kind of person that like is one of the few smart enough to have like a Sharpie to like write on a business card who the fuck this person is, because otherwise you will forget.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it's lunch, so like there are a few workshops that are running through lunch, but like most people are actually like we should
eat some lunch.
Actually eat something, because this is day 3 of the legal conference. We're living out of bags in a hotel. Like this is nah, fucking take care of your body.
Oh, in a hotel? Well, that's luxury. Great. A bed, fantastic. So I guess the first thing that he really would have to do is track down something that he can eat, which is always a fun thing when you have food restrictions, and then look for somebody that he found interesting earlier on in the weekend, or the conference, to go and insinuate himself to.
Sure. For the sake of slight gamification here, come on, load for me. let's do a roll for locating a food truck or nearby restaurant that can help you out.
How are we rolling for this?
So the way
Pretend I'm a
speaking
baby
broadly
who
and
has
to
never
be-
rolled for Scion before.
So the players get to pick which skills are applicable, and if you have a specialty that might be applicable, the specialty for the skill that you roll does not get to apply. The idea with specialties is that it gives you an enhancement to other skills, reflecting the expertise in one thing being applicable to other areas of your life. For example, if like you have internal medicine as like a specialty, or maybe trauma medicine, and you wanted to shoot somebody,
Got it.
that could be a thing. That is a mean thing, but
Yes.
if you know the internal anatomy of somebody, you can target internal anatomy because you know what's there.
Right.
In this case, you're trying to find something that is nearby that you can eat. So culture is probably going to be the most applicable skill, but medicine would also make sense because you would have an idea of like what
so
you can eat.
I also meant like mechanically, however, because I don't actually have physical dice. So
gotcha. So what I'm doing is I'm using Google's dice roller because it's just the fastest thing that I can do. Just like type dice roller into Google, and it will just show up with a quick little thing. It'll default to a d6. If you click on a die, it gets rid of that die, and then beneath the thing, it has d4s through d20s, and then just click on d10 as many times as you have dice.
Okay, so all right, so I'm just using the actual culture dice, and then if I
game master, not game masters, story guides decide which attribute makes the most sense depending on like how you're trying to go about it. So like
so I'm going to use my culture, but I do have an empathy spec called Everyone Talks to the Rebbe. Rebbe, R-E-B-B-E, is just a respected teacher and not a rabbi. So everyone talks to the Rebbe. So to talk to people at the conference and around and see what choices are available. Like if there's a halal food cart, it's probably gonna cover the same ground, right? At least similarly, and I might have a better chance if there's particular, like there's Mediterranean foods a lot of the time you're pretty good, so just kind of asking around, hey, do you know, like I have to find some kosher-ish choices, and use that there. So that's my tactic.
So with that tactic, it's gonna be it's definitely going to be a social role as opposed to like a mental role if you were trying to do like a search on an app or something. And because of because it seems like you're tapping into the everyone wants to talk to you bit, we'll go with presence.
Okay. And it's culture, and then die for the spec. And my target is 8, right? Or okay, so I have 2 successes.
Cool. Yeah. You only did 1, so
yeah. Okay.
You go around going around the block and up a bit, and you find a halal food cart that has like they're pretty well set up. Like they're used to having
some crossover there. Yeah,
they're used to having Jewish patrons, so it's like, yeah, no, we got you. Like you don't want one of these or one of these, but like everything else is good.
Fabulous. Okay, well, let's get some lunch and pay and tip well as per the usual, and then go and try to find somebody maybe sitting outside, that you talked to earlier in the conference and would like to talk to some more, maybe.
Yeah. Where's my... So strike up a conversation about different tactics for getting rid of the cash bail system, and potentially like things that could possibly accomplish a similar thing as like an intermediate step. Whether or not Elijah thinks that an intermediate step is appropriate is entirely up to you. But like
it's something that they're passionate about, but not maybe as informed as they could be, which is part of the reason that they're here. So I think probably they're doing a lot more listening than talking to whoever is holding forth at this particular moment about their theories on what we could do.
Yeah, I mean, learning more about the problem and how we can address it is pretty important, and also a very useful thing for a lawyer to do. And as like a weird coincidence, like as you're like starting to crumple up your food wrappers and like divide them up into like the appropriate bins, you feel like this almost like pull towards this a building across the street. Like you feel like you're, and it's not like an emotional pull or like a mental pull. Like you feel like it's almost as if something is breathing in, and that breath is pulling you. And you're not the only one who feels this. Like you see the menu on the food cart kind of swing in that direction. The pull stops, and you're a little confused. You look at James, who was the fellow lawyer who was talking with you, and you have just enough time to think, what do you think?
That's weird. And actually probably a quick double check of the power on their wheelchair battery. Because if they're going to go check something out, they're going to make sure they've got enough power to get back.
Elijah seems like the kind of person who'd have the wherewithal to
but that's the instinctive thing.
But yes,
that's the instinctive thing. Is like, how's my power? Okay, I'm good.
The last lecture you were at had an outlet that was right next right next to the accessible area, so you plugged in. You're not at
that is the thing he thought, is all I'm saying. That's the thing he thought, is like, that's weird, how's my power? Okay, I'm good, let's go check that out, I guess. Anyway,
so yes, you feel like something breathe in, a pause, and then you feel a massive surge of air in the opposite direction, which is great because that gives you enough time to look away as a shower of glass washes over everyone in the area. Surprise! This legal conference was in Boston. You're across the street from the Museum of Fine Art.
Cool.
You're not board certified in Massachusetts, but Massachusetts and Washington board associations have reciprocity agreements. I looked this up.
I know you did.
Yeah, there seems like there's a small hurricane going on inside of the museum. And while you do not immediately know whether or not anyone inside is hurt, it blew glass like 50 feet. It seems really likely that someone's hurt.
That's fair. Actually, I was just looking where the ramps are. And it looks like there are, in fact, ramps on either side of the main entrance. So that's where Elijah's heading, is directly toward the thing via the ramp off to one side. Go find out what's going on.
The rest of folks, you're very aware of why that glass exploded across the street. What would you like to do about it? There are a bunch of museum patrons, some of which are just like holding their ears because that's a huge pressure change that just happened, and they may or may not have intact eardrums. At the very least, it was very loud, and they are not feeling good. Also, Chuck and Kazuki are probably in mortal peril, and so are you. What would you like to do? Jeffrey, you're muted.
I would like to one, flaunt that all of this is going on outside of what has been like affected by the actual wind. Impeccable, just impeccable. It is that perfect poise after all. So I'm like, so I still have the artifact under one arm, like so. And knowing full well my strengths going, I whatever that is, I can, like, I just start yammering about how that's probably this, that, and the other thing. None of these assumptions are correct. But I start directing people towards the now shattered windows, like, get out of here, go.
All right. Let's call that persuasion and presence, unless you have a different skill that you would like to use.
No, persuasion is fine. Persuasion is fine, and presence is fine. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did tweak my character since the last session. I moved 1 dot from presence to composure, because in the playing of the character, I should be more composed than 2 dots allow. So now they're both at 3.
Totally fair. It is going to be difficulty 1 to get people to get going. There is going to be a 2 complication to get them going in the right direction, because this is a surprising and traumatic incident for a lot of folks, and
do I still have the enhanced? Do I still have the 1 enhancement from my perfect poise?
Yep.
Cool. And the target number is 8 or 7?
It is 8.
I have then 2 successes.
All right. So that is enough to succeed.
So I can't
not
buy
enough
off
to
the,
buy off the complication. Yeah. So like 5 people go where you're pointing, and like 2 or 3 people start running, and they're running into the wind, which isn't getting them very far, and you're it's a little upsetting that they're trying to run into the wind, because you're like, that no get away from that.
We never should have let that tour of mimes in here.
Jeffrey, Michaela, what? what would your characters like to do?
Well, if it's okay with everyone, I think Mitch is going to sort of stand up to face, we might as well just call it Karen, and just say, hey, calm down. Someone's going to get hurt. I'm lining myself up to basically just spend my next action doing a full defense in case she decides to use that big sword of hers. But I want to make sure her attention is on me and not on someone smaller.
That strikes me as a very Mitch kind of thing. All right. Are you specifically trying to encourage her to, like, it sounds like you're trying to get her to stop.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not saying, what are you going to do with that? Stab me? Because I've read the headlines.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's just, I don't think it rises to the level of being even a sort of social action. He's mostly just bracing for the fact that he knows he's likely going to get hit soon.
Okay, so you are not specifically trying to influence her.
No.
Okay. Because she does have a -2 attitude, which, I mean, that's out of character knowledge, but
really lucky I could raise her to indifferent.
Yeah, it would. Helena or Thorn, which I don't actually know.
For now, it's Helena with people who aren't part of the activist circle and everything. Thorns is the battle name, and whatever I go with when going where I'm not supposed to do, breaking stuff that I'm not supposed to break, basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Elena is, I think they are a strong person. They know that, and this current basically threw me across the whole continent, so I'm decently clever as dots go, so I think I'm gonna throw an extinguisher at her and see what happens.
All right.
I'm a little bit angry about that all, basically.
A little salty.
I mean, actually, give me a roll to figure out if Helena knows that not only is she no longer, or not only are they not in the alleyway, that they're not in Seattle anymore.
I think I touched upon that with Mitch in the very last moments of the last
right.
session.
Gotcha. Yes, that's true. Okay. Then yes. In that case, this is just throwing stuff.
Yeah, I'm not getting close because, as far as I know for now, I'm an ordinary person with strength that belongs to an ordinary person. So I'm just throwing an extinguisher.
All right.
Like a ordinary person does.
Yeah.
So that's probably gonna be athletics, unless you can think of something that's better for throwing a fire extinguisher at a super Karen.
No, I think athletics works.
And
might.
I would go with might or dexterity for this. I'll let you decide which one's better, because you want to have more oomph behind the throw to get past the wind, but dex is also applicable here.
Yeah, I'm not aiming right now. I'm just gonna. I need to get this piece of metal in contact, kinetic contact with her. So basically, okay. I don't have a lot of athletics, but might balances things a little. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, nice. It's 2 successes.
All right. Yeah, she is not actively defending at the moment, which is good for you. Bad for her. She's just kind of like got this massive haul of goodies and a bad attitude. That's what she's working with. So yeah, no, this fire extinguisher comes up, clocks her in the head, and if you thought that she looked offended before, it's just a new tier of self-righteous indignation. And a few seconds ago, there was an amount of doubt as to which of the three of you that she looked most upset about. There is no question now.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few dots of a cult, and so I probably figured that she's a supernatural creature, but I'm also really angry and on the impulsive side of things, so even me effort to calm things down. I'm sorry if I dispel that, but I had to in this sense. I promise I'll work with my partners more as the adventure continues. But right now, I had to throw an extinguisher.
Yeah, and at this exact moment, they're not your partners. You don't know that they're
Exactly.
there to help you. I mean, you know that Mitch is at the very least nice, but like that's also Kazu. You don't know anything about Damien, aside from the fact that it was very clear that Super Karen was giving him the evil eye as well. About that time, Elijah rolls up, sees a fire extinguisher fly up and hit this woman in like just square in the forehead. Your immediate instinct is, who's attacking this woman? And then you see she's not standing on the ground, and she has this S-shaped sword that's about 3.5 feet long. It is not a small blade. And the wind is definitely coming off of her. So who the aggressor is in the situation is now
fairly obvious.
Yeah.
I accept the consequences of my actions.
Wow.
You were just having lunch, and now
I
this.
know I was just having lunch, and I guess the thing to do is to move toward the people who are not the aggressor in this case, because these chairs are a lot of things, but at least for the moment, quick isn't one of them. We'll have to have we'll get there anyway. But yeah, I guess heading over toward the people who are not the aggressors is the thing to do. Just kind of like a hey.
All right. Since doesn't seem like anyone is directly trying to talk her down, and she has taken one injury from a fire extinguisher to the face. This is it's not necessarily going to be combat, but it's not combat.
Right.
Isn't actually a fight, but it's not a fight.
So for the sake of getting things in order, can folks roll whatever they think the most applicable skill to what you're going to be doing, plus cunning. This is for initiative, and we're just looking for total successes. And
do we add in applicable specialties or anything like that, or are we just it's just
yeah,
the two
if you
skills?
have specialty that is applicable to that
Okay.
would be applicable to this, yeah, go ahead and
Did we
apply
tell you what we're gonna roll?
that. Yes, please.
I am going to roll occult and cunning because I
Okay.
want to be figuring out what the hell she's doing and how to prevent it or stop it.
Persuasion with that everyone talks to the Rive again, because we like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there will be talking. Just needed a minute.
It'll be athletics for me because I imagine whatever it is going to end up being physical. 2 successes.
Nice.
I have 4 successes with 3 exploding dice.
Ooh, nice.
Great.
I'm
I always do
gonna-
great at initiative rolls.
I'm gonna roll athletics as well because I probably skim around the place and try to avoid whatever trouble comes my way. It's 0 for me. With a 1, so it's technically a botch. But for initiative, I don't know if I don't.
Botch initiative?
Yeah.
I don't think you can botch initiative.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I don't think that counts as a botch or a failure per se.
I got a botch where a botch doesn't matter, so that's
yeah.
all right.
It's a good place for it.
And wow, really? Okay. It's a lot of ones.
Amazing.
That is, however, also a 10. So
yeah, I tried to use the dice roller thing, and all I rolled was 4s. I'm like, I'm not using this.
It's a problem with digital dice. The dice don't technically exist, so you can't be mad at a specific one.
Yeah.
What did Elijah get for initiative?
110. That was it. Everything else was
Okay. Sorry. Pulling things
good.
from, and also trying to make sure that I'm not suffering from system bleed, because that's a thing that happens to us because
yes.
It's real.
we work
That's
in
real.
a lot of systems. And
It's even more fun when you're on different versions of Storypath, which are related but not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone someday is gonna scream at me because I put a quip where quips aren't supposed to be. So.
I think just yesterday, I found out that a mechanic that I put into They Came from the Cyclops' Cave required a mechanic that doesn't exist, and They Came from the Cyclops' Cave, but it does exist, and They Came from Classified, which I also worked on.
Yeah. I almost put Nax in the Trinity thing I'm working on, so there's that.
Well, we'll
keep
fix
trying to
it as
call
the
things
manuscript.
Chronicles of Darkness terms in Storypath because that's what I play all the time. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One other thing. Yeah. So.
No, sorry.
No worries. No worries. Damien is gonna go first.
Damien is going to look at both the people trying to escape towards the wind and at Elijah coming towards him and mutter under his breath, some motherfuckers always want to escape upwind. And then I've been holding on to that line for like 15 minutes. Leave me alone.
Amazing.
And then I'm going to try and recall anything I know about wind, wind-based stuff, and like try and, because I see that S-shaped sword and I'm thinking it's got to be coming from that. It can't be coming from her. I'm just gonna say it, a mean white lady. It can't be coming from her. It has to be coming from the sword. So I would like to roll to see what I know. I am proposing occult intellect. I do have a specialization in academics and magic, though. So I'm not sure if that helps here.
Wait, what's the academic specialty?
Magic.
Yeah, go ahead and count that. You're also going to get an additional 2 enhancement on this. One because something in Damien's background is relevant, and one just because you're Wesley sniping it. So like, that's not an official mechanic, but so
I think we established I have a knack that is just called audacity.
and
Does my
and that's not Damien's knack, that's David's knack.
That's David's knack. Yeah.
Does my perfect poise also apply here?
It does and it doesn't. It's going to essentially cancel out a complication for having wind in your face.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm gonna roll this with 2 enhancements waiting for me. Should I succeed? And I do with 3 successes on dice plus the 2 enhancements, so 5 successes.
You know. Oh, and it's worth pointing out to folks both playing the game and to folks watching the stream that specialties provide an enhancement, not an extra die. So as long as you get at least 1 success, you have an additional success.
I actually didn't count the enhancement, so that's 3 enhancement, so 6 successes. Sorry.
Gotcha. Okay. And rules as written, this will not let you go above a 3 enhancement. And in general, that's good advice for at least an origin game. Once you get into higher tiers and enhancements start stacking up and you want to show off your huge dice collection, you can do what you want. But for an origin game, 3 enhancements should probably be the max, and you should probably also not throw massive complications at folks.
Buckets of dice.
Or gallon jugs of dice.
It's almost like there was a header called Buckets of Dice in an upcoming book that someone should be looking for.
Yeah, no, I
know you know. I know you know. I'm just explaining. Okay, look, guys, I put a thing called Buckets of Dice in God. So to get the joke, you're gonna have to get God when it comes out. Anyway.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules.
Okay, so you said 6 successes on that.
Yep.
Yes. That sword is 90% of where that wind is coming from. You are aware of swords exactly like this. You know that according to legend, it's not supposed to be usable by ordinary humans. It's only people who have some kind of divine spark within them. Not necessarily Scions, but Scions could probably wield this. You know that this particular blade is from the Titan Hudikan, and or Urikan if you have more of a Spanish background for this. And this Huracan is not to be confused with the Maya or Ka Huracan, who also exists and is related, but not the same thing. This is specifically the Zemi or Taino Huracan, or Urucan, again, if you have more of a Spanish background. And you know that the reason why this Titan is considered a Titan is because they're a fucking dick. They do not get along with anyone else and are 100% I don't want to say xenophobic because that's not accurate. They are maybe genocidal would be more an accurate term. Not that might, it's probably it might not. You know what, David? Is genocidal too far for this specific
the term genocidal presumes a level of intellect I wouldn't put on her. She's more of a, so she's the daughter of the main Titan of the Semi. And she just being completely ruled by not kind emotions. Her whole deal is going on berserk rages in the form of a giant storm. So she is complicit in genocidal stuff. She's one of the tools of the main Titan who used her to send Columbus towards the islands. But other than that, she's just a dick. It's not as deep as that.
Okay, so
That's fair.
So might, if unchecked, cause a genocide, but not trying to. She's just fucking a dick.
That's her mom trying to.
Okay. So Damien knows that. And with that amount of knowledge, Damien is reasonably sure that, like, if he gets the sword out of her hand, the windstorm would probably just drop to basically nothing. Like, it probably wouldn't drop to absolutely no wind, but like it would go down to like kind of a gentle breeze where it wouldn't do anything except for screw up science experiments.
So, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
and
that was
it's
amazing.
And like, it's a ridiculous question, but it must be asked. Was the throwing of a fire extinguisher in any way subtle? Like, we all saw that, right? That happened.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna point to Helena and go, get that sword out of her hand.
Which is a very good thing to say now. Unfortunately, she goes next.
Yeah, of course.
Michaela, Helena's 100% getting targeted here. You can take a defensive act if you so choose. You probably should. This is going to be whichever resilience attribute is most applicable, which is probably going to be stamina because this is a physical attack. And so there we go. So there are defensive stunts available that you can buy with these successes to increase your defense or to move so that you are not you are no longer a valid target. I will say that she's just screaming and running at you and swinging a sword at you. It is a pretty straightforward attack. The winds blowing off of her are pretty powerful, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for you, depending on what you're trying to do. Like, if you wanted to dive for cover or something, as long as that cover's behind you, or rather away from her, that wind's actually going to help.
Okay, I registered Damian suggestion, but right now, at least for my current moment in time, I think I'll dive for cover and then maybe try to grab the sword when it's actually my turn.
Okay. How many successes do you get on your defense? And I guess
let's see.
More
stamina, just stamina, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I got another botch, but there doesn't count either, I think. But no successes.
Okay. So no successes. You don't get to buy any defensive stunts, but minimum defense is 1. So
let's see.
You got that going for you. And she gets no successes, which is kind of surprising considering her dice pool. So she winds up this massive swing, and as the sword's crossing her body, in other words, once the sword is in line to be affected by her wind, it sort of pushes it a little bit further, and that sword just slashes right past you. Like, it's close, and it gouges the shit out of the concrete. You think that would have hurt like hell, but it didn't hit you, so you're feeling, a little safer than you were a second ago, although that almost hit you, so you're also feeling more imperiled than you were a second ago. It's a weird feeling. It's a new feeling because you said earlier that Helena had been in fights, but not a life and death struggle, which this very much is, and you're suddenly aware of that. Mitch.
So in the last couple of seconds, I was going, someone's going to get hurt. Then she gets hit by a fire extinguisher. Then she charges, I imagine, a little bit past me to get to Helena.
Mhm.
I'm going to miss at this, but I'm going to try to tackle her.
Okay.
Amazing.
I'm guessing that's
You love to see
close
it.
combat,
That
which I do not have.
The Titan tackler.
yeah, that is definitely going to be close combat.
Right. So basically, I'm just rolling my might or my dex.
Warm grappler.
Might.
Because of what she's doing and the weirdness in terms of the field, for folks not familiar with the Storypath system, fields are basically where encounters happen. So because of this weirdness, I would let you take the best of might, dex, or cunning. Might, because the stronger you are, the better it is to take someone down. Dex, because if you get someone in a good spot, it is much easier to take them down. Technique beats strength for grappling 90% of the time. I have a lot of bouts under my under my belt, but also cunning is very applicable, both for grappling, because you should be smart, and also because she's swinging past you and wind's blowing, and if you are clever, you can use that to your advantage in the takedown.
Okay. Well, I have so many options, and unsurprisingly, it's still might. Let's see if I do anything. Wow, 2 successes on 4 dice.
Good job. Holy crap.
Damn.
Is
Good job.
that enough to make any contact with her?
That is just barely enough, which means you are now grappling her. It is not enough to take her down, but she now has the significant limitation of having this beefcake of a man just.
Oh, if only we all had those limitations. Okay.
Mitch Cuddles. Complication,
Right?
Mitch Cuddles.
Elijah, you are up next.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna have to go with it. Like, I don't think that we need to do this, like, generally in her direction, which is probably just gonna be hilariously bad. Like, maybe we can talk this through and come to some sort of understanding what you're even here for. Like, I don't know what's going on, but sure, let's try it.
Sure, yeah. That is gonna be an influence action. You are going to face a slightly higher than normal difficulty because
You think?
circumstances.
Yeah, you think? Trying to talk a murderous Titan out of doing things? It might be. Okay.
Yeah.
So walk me through this dice pool again, like I'm a baby Scion player who has only ever written things.
Yeah. So this is specifically an influence action, which is part of the intrigue rules. I'm over elaborating because it's helpful to do so, and also because people watching this stream might want to play Scion and might be interested in how
that's why I'm
this
prompting
works.
you to do so. I could look it up myself, but I'm prompting you to walk it out.
So you are essentially trying to encourage behavior, or rather discourage behavior,
Right.
which is a specific type of influence action.
Right.
And in this case, you are going to in this case, you are explicitly acting. You're specifically asking her to like calm down so that we can try and talk this out.
Right.
There is an option to try to do this covertly, which uses subterfuge, but you're being very open about it. This is not subterfuge at all. So this is going to be persuasion, unless you have a skill that you think is going to be more applicable. And because you are trying to get her attention and to get her to like listen to your words, your specialty, everyone listens, is gonna be applicable here, so you'll get a 1 enhancement off of that.
Okay.
The attribute that you're going to use is probably going to be the better of presence or manipulation.
Okay.
And like either one of those is probably going to work.
I'll go with manipulation. That's higher. So I have my persuasion dots plus my manipulation dots is what I'm rolling, and then I get an automatic success because of the applicable specialty.
Yes.
Cool. And
you
for
get 1
anyone
success on die.
Right. For anyone who's following along at home, the influence, well, obviously that's all of you. The influence rules start on page 77 in Origin.
Yes.
So we're giving page references here. Okay, so I'm rolling 7 dice.
Yeah. And the target uses whatever their dice pool is. And in this case, it's her defense pool, which is not super great, but she gets an enhancement for attitude, as well as a sliding enhancement for the defense roll, depending on how much the intended act would be counter to her. So like if Mitch had just like suplexed her or something, or if like if there was a clear danger besides Mitch just sort of being like, no, please stop. Sorry, I should be on camera. No, please stop. Like, because that's
right.
She doesn't like that, but it's not a direct threat.
Got it.
So if the action were clearly something that she does not like, would be perilous, then that would have like a +3 or perhaps higher enhancement. As is, she just doesn't want to do it. So there's the negative attitude of 2, and then +1 because she just doesn't want to do it.
Okay.
So
I rolled 2 successes, which means it's 3 total because of the thing. I actually got 2 10s, which is nice. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Are they supposed to explode in Scion? Are 10 supposed to explode?
they do explode in Scion.
Okay. Google doesn't do that though, so I guess
yeah, Google doesn't do it. Google assumes that you're playing D&D.
Right. So I should roll 2
another
dice.
demonstration of the D&D.
Yeah.
Overall.
All right. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna roll 2 more dice then. And I got another 10. And I got a 4 that time. Okay, so that was 3
successes on dice. Yeah.
3 successes on dice, 4 total.
Awesome.
Yep.
Right.
Which is good because she had a 3 enhancement on that. So you definitely wanted 4, or that would just not go your way. Yeah, she's still very upset and clearly would like to, fuck some shit up. But you can see like her shoulders pull back a little bit, and She's her sword arm is slightly less tense. Her I have everything in the fucking gift shop in like 20 bags hand is just as tight as before.
Cool. Okay.
All
right.
No one has any idea whether or not she paid for all of that.
Great. Okay. Wonderful. What is going on?
It's a fun question. No one here has any answers.
Sorry, I was just no?
Helena.
Okay.
Yeah.
She seems less like she wants to stab you. She is still giving you the fuck you look.
I reciprocate the look, so that's
okay. Are you taking any action?
I think I'm going to exploit this momentary drop in hostility to try and get the sword away after all, as much as I can. I don't think I have the strength to wrestle it away, given all things considered and the giant Titan mask monster in front of me. So I'm just gonna try to push it away from her hand, basically.
So this is also going to be close attack unless you have something that makes more sense.
No, I think that works. I'm rolling that. I am using my strength to do so. If you're alright with me using might rather than dexterity or not.
Yeah. Both might and dex would make a lot of sense for this. Might because you're trying to overpower her grip. Dex because you don't want to get cut by that sword, and grappling is about technique as much as it is raw strength. So
okay, rolling. Well, I have a lot of dice on this, and I have 9 dice actually. But I rolled 2 successes.
Okay.
I'm not doing great when it comes to rolls.
It's surprise. Wow. It's surprisingly okay. She's a little distracted by being slightly calmer than she was a second ago, and also because there's a Mitch on her back with a bear hug, and you don't succeed in yanking it away from her, but you are both holding on to the sword, and you feel like she probably can't use it to attack right now. Like, she still has a good grip on it. You think that she might be able to free herself from or free the blade from you if she tries hard enough, but right now you're both on the sword, and it's she would not be able to hurt someone unless someone did something really dumb.
Okay, unless she manages to swing me with
it's Damien's turn.
It is Damien's
I wasn't gonna say that, but I'm glad you did.
I'm actually not gonna do something stupid. So I know of this Titan, and I recognize the sword, and I want to follow in Elijah's footsteps of sort of trying to. I'm making many assumptions here. I am making the assumption that her attitude is being influenced by the sword, and that if I can break the influence from the sword, something will happen. Exactly what? Who knows? But let's try and find out. So I would like to say to her, not like to, will say to her, what you're feeling right now isn't you. This isn't your rage. You don't feel this. This is not who you are. You can let this go. You can let the anger go. I'm going to try manipulation persuasion.
Yeah, this sounds like shifting attitude. So it's a specific influence action. And oh wow. That difficulty is lower than I thought it was. Okay, yeah. It doesn't necessarily change things significant. No, it will change things significantly, but not necessarily make her amenable to things. It just makes her less hostile to things, which is mathematically the same thing. But
yeah,
I'm gonna say,
am I still using my magic specialty?
Probably not. This sounds like it's just straight up talking someone down from bad actions.
I am going to assume the enhancement from perfect poise is still there, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
You it's just a difficulty too. So
well, that's great because I have 2 successes.
nice.
All right.
Well done.
So
2 successes on goddamn 9 dice.
Well, better than no. So take what
target
you can
number
get,
8
right?
is high. Target number 8 is high. It mathematically precludes a lot of things. But 2 successes is enough to knock her attitude down by 1. It's still negative. She still doesn't like anyone here. But
less so.
-1 is better than -2.
Legit.
That's why getting targets number 7 in them, because it's a big deal, even if it's not flashy like other things.
Mm-hmm.
It is her turn. She would like to no longer have a Helena on her sword.
Uh-oh.
So holding onto
I
that
have a
sword.
feeling that I'm. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, holding onto the sword is pretty definitely going to be an opposed roll. Your preferred skill of athletics, close combat. It's probably all that are going to be applicable to this.
Okay.
Might or dex, whichever is higher for you.
I'll go with the big Elena dice pool of might plus close combat again, and see if I perform any better. I think I do perform better this time because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 explode, 6.
Nice.
6 successes.
Nice.
That's better.
Oh.
That's more like it.
she would like to put both hands on the sword, but she still has like
so many things.
100 pounds of wine bottles and other knickknacks in this hand. She's still strong as hell. She pulls up. Helena comes with the sword, and then her sword arm just comes right back down. For like a split second, you thought that she was gonna shake you free, but no, you're still on that. She's
nice.
She is death eyes on you. Let go of my sword. She is.
At the moment, I don't respond. I'm just basically rolling the tongue into my mouth, trying to stay focused on whatever is going on. I'd like to have a witty response, but not right now. I'm being sweet. So I'm there.
Yeah, no, she's struggling, and she's doing a really good job, but Helena's doing a better job. Mitch, you currently have a solid hold on this lady.
Well, this is where I get slightly better at what I do. So looking at the grapple rules in Origin on page 117, while there are options to do damage, it's not really what I want to do. Mm-hmm. But there's an option to pin, which means that she will not get her defense against anybody else. And I'm thinking that might make it a bit easier to take the sword away from her.
Yeah.
So I'm, it's basically Mitch is just sort of rearranging where his arms are to make sure that she can move even less, right? And let's see if I embarrass
myself. Suplex City.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not doing damage. No. So this is might plus athletics. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. It takes however much your defense is to do anything. And then also and then it's an extra 2 to be able to pin. So depends on what her defense is, whether I can actually manage to pin or whether it's just a very intense cuddle.
Yeah, her defense is 2. You said you had 4 successes?
Yeah, so just enough.
That is exactly what you need.
Okay.
Dumb roll or randomization, I guess. Heads or tails, Jeffrey?
Heads.
Heads. Do you want any of the wine bottles to break in this?
Yes, I do. Because out of character, I was thinking I should just rip open her gift bags and see what she does. But yeah, no, let's just let one break.
Just one? Okay, yeah, one shatters.
My Chardonnay.
If you thought she was mad about the sword.
Priorities.
Yeah. All right.
Nice Chianti.
Elijah, this situation is less perilous than it was a moment ago. It's still pretty weird. The wind coming off of her is a bit subdued, and that might just be because she is face down on the ground in a mess of wine bottles, swords, and bodies.
Sounds like spring break to me.
Best party ever.
Okay, so now that this looks a little bit more like 8 a.m. on the last day of spring break, does anybody want to maybe fill me in a little, I guess? What is going on?
It's
I just
difficult to explain.
turning right now? Really? Right now?
Yeah, right now. Like what is occurring?
Hangry?
Sorry, it's not the best moment for me to explain.
She's still hanging on to the sword at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm hanging to the sword as well.
Yeah, I think there is not actually an awful lot that Elijah can do at this particular moment, so I'm gonna hang out.
I turn real quick and go, bitch with evil sword. More on that later. And then
Did you just call me a bitch? I want to talk to your manager.
Does it look like I work here? So
Helena's actually up
Damien,
next.
Who's up next?
Helena.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No worries. That's why initiative trackers are very useful, because
Mhm.
everyone in a role-playing game has cool things that they want to do.
Yep.
Helena, holding onto the sword is now slightly more difficult, not mechanically, because the mechanics don't give a shit about this, but physically, in character, you went from holding a sword up here to holding a sword down here, which is awkward.
Yes, that is true.
Okay, the plan was to get the sword out of our hands, so I'm trying to resume that.
All right. Yeah, it's still gonna be athletics or close combat. And because of the weird angle, it is definitely going to be might, although I think you said that that was your preferred anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay,
I would impose an increased difficulty because of the angle, but I would also give you an enhancement because since she's lower, you have a better center of gravity to yank it out of her hand, because now she can't change her center of gravity to maintain control. So it's a wash. It's happening mechanically behind the scenes.
Okay, let's roll and see what happens. Oh my god. Okay. This might seem absurd, but I just rolled 5 10s.
Jesus Christ!
Well done, sir.
Hells bells.
Let's reroll those. No more successes out of there, but I can't complain.
No.
As a reminder for folks, in Scion, we're, especially for this game, we're looking for an 8 or higher on a D10. If you get a 10, you get to roll it again, and the first result still counts as a success. And so rolling 5 10s is pretty fucking cool, because then you get to roll
that
all
is
again.
Yeah. I think my dice heard me complaining about them earlier, so they just turn around. So.
Wow.
They felt the fear. They're gonna throw me out.
She also rolled a 10, which became another 10, which became a 4, for a total of 3 successes, which is ordinarily pretty good, but not good enough. Yeah, you yank the sword out of her hand. That wind goes from like standing in front of an industrial fan to standing in front of like one of those little pocket fans. It's like powered by like 2 AA's and like has a little blades like that big, like
Yeah.
so like it's still there, it's still coming off of her, but
it's a little different now.
yeah.
Can I still move, right? Because I was right there.
Sure.
I'll scoop away from
Scoot away. A nice quick shimmy away.
Yeah.
Before we hop over to Damien and probably transition to less initiative based encounter, gonna take a quick break. We're back. Now it's time to find out what the hell.
What the hell?
So it's Damien's turn, although we're probably dropping out of initiative now that no one's in mortal peril. So there is a super Karen on the ground who doesn't have a sword and is apparently much less super right now.
I'm going to like squat near her and go, "Are you done? Are you good? Are you done with all of this extraness?"
I want more sword back. I want to
That's
talk
not
to
happening.
a manager.
That's not happening. So, are you done with all this extraness or no?
I'm fine. I don't. This is all so unnecessary.
Is it though?
You're just trying to cut someone. I'm not even sure where I am right now, but where I'm from, that's a thing.
This is Boston.
Yep, it's a thing here too.
You're in Boston. Generally speaking,
Right now,
sword cutting is not recommended in Massachusetts either. I have it on good authority that that's generally illegal.
I just look like, and then turn back. You know, are you done? Because if you're not, I don't know.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Big
I don't know
gonna...
what everyone else is doing here, but I'm fine. I'm not a danger to anyone.
Sure, honey. And then I
free empathy success. She believes this. She is wrong.
Yeah.
I look
That's right.
to Lena. Do they look supernaturally angry in the moment?
Okay, right now I am holding the big blade because not by the by bilingual I lack the word for where you keep this word in English right now.
Sheath or scabbard.
The sheath. So thank you.
It's okay.
When it gets late, Italian slips in and I lose control of my English. Sorry.
It's totally fine.
I
don't know that word in Yiddish, so
this word by the blade, actually the not sharp part, because I'm holding it like a prop.
You're picking it up by the hilt or the handle. Okay.
The hilt is the
Hilt.
word I was looking for.
Hilt.
Gotcha.
Perfect. But right now I'm holding it like a prop. I'm not. I suppose this is up to Hiromi. I'm not angry because of the sword, right? Or no? Okay.
You feel fine.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'll just look at Damien and say, and drop the sword like this, because it, boom, it clanks on the pavement like that, and probably
having the one dot in might. Is this going to be a struggle to pick up this sword?
No, it's heavy, but it's not like supernaturally so.
Does she have a like sheath on her, a scabbard? I don't know, any sort of sword-based receptacle other than us?
I'm sorry. That's amazing. I adore you, David. That was incredible. Sword-based receptacle.
Yeah. She has a scabbard on her. It looks kind of like an ugly leather bag across her back. Anyone with at least 3 dots in close combat knows that drawing a sword from your back is fucking awful and you shouldn't do it. But that's where she had it. Also, it looks like an ugly leather bag because the sword is S-shaped, and that necessitates a really weird looking scabbard.
I'm going to try and get the scabbard off of her.
She protests, but she can't really do a whole lot about it.
And I'm going to put said sword in the aforementioned scabbard. Does the residual wind dissipate?
Still coming off of her.
Okay.
You're pretty sure that it's just her. It's not particularly strong at this point, but it still exists, and it is definitely just her.
Okay.
Yes, so she is at least supernatural enough to wield the sword and have wind powers of her own then. Okay.
I'm going to walk away from her. My vision is really weird right now. I have a skull-shaped rock in one arm and a giant sword in the other. This is weird, y'all. Just so y'all know, this is what's happening, in case we forgot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I kind of forgot that you didn't have anywhere to put that artifact.
I haven't put it down yet either.
Yeah.
And if she said, and if she kept up the fight, my intent was to hit her with it.
Amazing.
Right, now that you remind me, I'll go pick up the art supplies that my friend sent to me to get, that traveled with me across the whole continent.
Yep. I think that's going to be awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So if I can, just want to say to, like, are you, if I let you up, are you gonna be okay?
I'm fine. I don't know what any of your problems are.
I know, but look,
I was just here looking for something nice to take home. I found this stuff. One of the bottles is broken. That sword is mine, and
Is it though? Where'd you get it?
I brought it from home.
You brought a giant sword with some sort of like supernatural fart power from home to the museum.
Yes.
Cool. Why?
I don't have to explain myself to you.
Okay. Well,
giant guy carrying you says otherwise. Go.
Yeah. I'm going to try to just keep a hold of her, but at least let her stand up and have a bit of dignity.
Okay.
But if it comes to it, I know that I can throw her about 30 feet. So, and we've got a broken window nearby, so she goes straight out there. Look, I know things got a bit tense. But there's this like mantra that I learned a while back, and it helps me at times like this. You just have to take deep breath. And you just have to say, live laugh, love.
Okay, listen.
I'm broken. I'm broken.
This is a nice part of Boston, so we have very little time before the cops show up. And you did just unsheath a weapon and start swinging it around in the middle of a museum. So if you would like some assistance from perhaps legal representation before the police get here, you could try to explain yourself to me and tell me I'm your lawyer, and then I can be on your side when the cops show up. It'll probably like mess things up for all of your brunch buddies to see you get arrested on the news. So you tell me if you want my help or not. It's entirely up to you.
I have the sudden realization that all of that is true, but I am a brown man in Boston carrying a giant sword. I need to do something with this sword. Is there any sort of like place I can like shove this somewhere, hide it? Is there like a cubby system somewhere?
There's
Maybe a
no cubby
lockbox?
looking system. There is, however, a very confused security guard who has really fucked up hair now because of the wind. And it sounds like Elijah's going with an influence action, and it also sounds like Mitch is providing some assistance to that.
Either way.
Yeah, so if there can be a teamwork thing where I make my role and add, I think it's enhancement to Elijah's role.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with Mitch's role, it sounds like it's probably more culture than persuasion, although I mean, or even empathy. And any of those three would make sense if you have a compelling argument for something else. I'll definitely hear that.
No, I'll take empathy. They're the same, persuasion and empathy for me, and I have an academic bluster specialty in persuasion. So either way go, I've got what I feel like is an applicable spec to give that enhancement. So I'm happy with whatever works for Jeffrey.
As for me,
sorry, I was just gonna say empathy is good for me. And
okay, let's rock and roll. In terms of it's a social sort presence manipulation. I would generally do manipulation, but you know, on this one, because he's like playing on her insecurities and or at least her perceived weak points, I guess is a way to put it. To try to get her to calm the F down.
Yeah, manipulation sounds like it's probably the most applicable for both of you, although I would also accept presence just because Mitch is
a presence.
Yeah, but Mitch is presenting himself as like, hey,
yeah.
I'm like you. I'm just, you know, not trying to kill anybody. And Elijah, he's like, listen to me. I am a lawyer.
Yes. Let me help you. All right. So let's see here. That is 7. I have 2 10s. Hooray.
What the?
My dice like me today, Hiromi. A little, and then 1 more success. So that's 3 plus my specialty enhancement is 4 plus whatever the golden retriever brings to the table.
Yeah, I got 4 successes. I think 3 is the most that I can pass on to someone else. So have another 3.
So that's 6 total. Nice.
All right. She does not have a great defense. She did, however, roll 10s, getting 3, but that handily beats her.
Right.
Yes. I would love to keep this out of the papers and and
Right.
I'm not thrilled with me not having my sword, but if maybe the security could hold on to it and then I get it back when this is all resolved, then that would be great.
We'll do our best, definitely. My
We'll
name is
try to
Elijah.
We'll try and get this back to you when this all, blows over.
Count on it! I'll scream from the other side of the room.
My name's Elijah
I'm
Khan.
basically just trying to figure out how to get back home because I'm still trying to process everything right now. So sorry for the interruption.
It's okay. My name is Elijah Khan, and grab a business card and like roll on over and kind of go around the wine on the floor. Now I'm your lawyer now. Okay. So the cops will probably be showing up here very fast. Do not say anything to them, but do give me your name. Like, I mean, nothing. Don't say anything to them ever without me present here. But I do need your name. Karen on the floor.
Karen on the floor.
Okay, did not actually say that out loud. But I was just indicating who that was being said to.
Yes. My name is Karen Jameson, and yes, I am greatly appreciative of your legal help.
Okay. All right, awesome. Now we're getting somewhere.
And you do hear sirens.
Right. You guys should probably out like for just a second. Let me stay here with her and we'll be fine. I'll talk to you in like 5 minutes, but seriously, like go be in the bathroom, go be anywhere but here for like 2 seconds.
Thumbs up. I walk over to the security guard. I'll put my hand on their back. Go, listen, walk with me, talk with me. Let's do something with this blade.
Yeah. I'm that. Does this happen to you a lot? You seem like really calm. Let's go.
Fucks up all the time. Here's the thing. We are not giving this back to her. So store it somewhere. I'll have somebody come get it. Here's my card. I do the like card flip thing again where like a card just appears. And like someone call this number. Someone will call you back eventually. They'll come get the sword for me. Don't worry about it. And just a little something between you and me, just as a thank you for helping me in this matter. Do I have to roll for this?
No.
If so, I do have a specialty in bribery and glad handing.
Amazing.
Once again, I'm not a good person.
Oh no, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I got plenty of got plenty of security lockers. I can put this in. And I mean, don't tell her that I said this, but I don't want to give her the sword back either. I mean, that facilities is going to be in here. Facilities is going to probably take a whole month, and that's going to be good for facilities getting paid, but it's not going to be good for the museum. Or no, this is the worst. And Chuck takes a sword from you, and you're muted. David, you're muted.
You're muted, David.
My bad. What I said was, I give him my card. I shake his hand. When my hand comes away, there's $600 bills in his hand.
Uh, uh, thank you. I'll make sure that the museum and everyone else gets taken care of, because this is not going to be great for us. I really appreciate that.
No problem. Say no more. And then I go and find somewhere else to be.
Mitch,
I get.
you're. Oh, sorry.
No, that's good. We're good.
Okay. Mitch, your friend Kazu is still here and has no has no serious injuries, but looks at least more put out and traumatized than he did like 5 minutes ago.
Cause. Oh, by the way, I will actually let go of Karen and sort of step back, dust off her shoulders or something. Okay. Cause, you okay? You okay? Because look around for Helena in all of this. You want to? I think the cafe is open. You want to get a coffee?
Yeah.
Cause, is the cafe open?
I definitely don't want to think about all
oh yeah, too much for right now, man. I mean, look at this. Look at the wall. Oh, in the glass and the stampede of people. But at least no one got hurt.
That we know of right now. Kazu goes like ducks into ducks past an exhibit line, pulls a clipboard, and then goes with you. I don't have enough incident reports for this.
That's right. We can work it out. And yeah, I'll sort of wave over to Helena. It's like, you want to come too?
Okay, right now I'm probably the idea was to sort things out, be strong, keep going. I'm probably sitting against a pedestal with no fucking idea what's going on or to get back home. So the offer to take coffee, it's quite quite welcome. I'll just stand up and say yes, please. Thank you.
Good. I'm Mitch, by the way.
Helena.
This is Kazu.
Nice to meet you.
He's a good guy.
Okay.
So
we'll just move off of the scene.
Absolutely.
Just waiting this one out because like the cops are gonna show up. So
yeah,
and all her stuff, I'm assuming is everything in a museum is like on camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like there's not really a lot of like, let's get out of here and they just won't see you or whatever. So we're just gonna wait this one out.
Yeah. The cops show up. Sounds like Mitch, Damien, and Helena are a little bit around the corner getting coffee and not getting interviewed by the cops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And roll up, have the guns out as they come in, and then just sort of look around confused and then holster and go. And
hi, officers.
Anyone?
No,
hello.
I think we're fine. Everything's good here. It was just a freak air conditioning thing that happened. Lots of air pushed out and little broken glass. Nothing to worry about.
That's probably subterfuge.
Yeah, I would think.
Probably subterfuge and manipulation.
Yeah. So we'll go with that academic bluster again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a thing with the air pressure and some stuff. And, this is not the first time that Elijah has lied to the cops by far. So we'll just let's see here, get our dice together. That's 7. Roll them. 2 successes, one of which is a 10. And no additional successes from re-rolling that 10, so that makes 3.
These cops have terrible social defense. They buy it. Like, so just like,
yeah, it was really weird. Well, yeah.
Do you think this is something that could happen with home air conditioning? Because I have an air conditioner at home.
I would definitely check with your HVAC guy for sure. I mean, I couldn't tell you. I don't think that a home set would be like that powerful. I mean, like, you've got to think about like the air conditioning that's got to occur here for the artifacts. But I mean, I would definitely check with your HVAC guy for sure.
I had no idea that.
Yeah, it's really wild.
A lot of places have HVAC.
Yeah, it's really strange. But listen, it's been a little upsetting for my client here, and we were just meeting to talk about something that's confidential. So do you mind if I take her to go get a coffee and kind of calm her down? I know the alarms went off, but I think we're probably good here.
Yeah, I mean, we might have questions, so don't
Sure,
go too far.
Here's my card. You can contact me if you need to talk to either one of us. Thank you so much, officer. You have a great day. Peace out. Just like spin the wheelchair, head for the cafe. Come on, let's go get a coffee. We need to chat.
Yeah, the police stay outside the museum for a while, writing up things that are probably just mostly complete supposition based on lies. So
as per the usual. As per the usual. Look, I live in Portland. So that's all I have to say. Anyway, so I'm gonna try to steer her into the coffee shop and just be like, okay, it's been a weird day for you. I totally get that. Let's sit down, get something to drink. You can kind of walk me through what happened, and we'll get this taken care of for you so that it doesn't show up on the news and you don't have any difficulty. I'm sure you've got kids. You don't want them seeing their mom on the news and their friends seeing their mom on the news. It's very stressful for everybody. So let's what kind of coffee you like? What can I get you? It's my treat.
Double soy latte with half pump vanilla, quarter cup almond, one third of a cup, 1/3 of a pump of agave syrup, not non-GMO. Not,
oh yeah, no, they're good. Okay, that's good. All right,
yeah,
let me get that for you.
I don't know.
Go ahead and grab a seat. We'll talk in a minute. Let me just go get your coffee. You'll feel much better, once you've had something to drink and sat down for a second, and then we'll talk this all out.
The breeze coming off of her dies to nothing.
Okay. I would venture to say that having to deal with people in a lawyerly fashion, that like being able to remember silly, ridiculous coffee orders is probably within his purview. And I mean the generalized purview, not the Scion type purview. But so he's gonna go and get her coffee, and then also a suitably goofy ass coffee for himself, and kind of gesture that other people who are like stealing swords and things to kind of join them, because I get you guys did go into the cafe if I remember correctly. And return with her coffee and his own. And you guys want anything, I'm happy to buy you a coffee. Let's see if we can talk this out, figure out what's going on here.
Yeah.
Get a double espresso and a croissant.
I'll
And
just
yeah.
take something with a bit of milk in there. I'm good, thank you.
I don't really drink coffee. It's just a thing people say. But I'm good. I'm good.
Are you sure? I can't, like, there's plenty of stuff that has no caffeine in it. Like I can get you something, like if you want a water or juice or something.
Oh, water. Gotta stay hydrated. Yeah.
So they'll drop off their coffees, go get the rest of them, definitely pay for everything, grab a couple extra croissants and stuff in case people are hungry, bring them all back. So what happened?
I don't know what came over me. I really felt like I needed to have something like from the museum, and then I don't even know why I went to the museum. I wasn't planning on it. I just I wanted something there. I didn't know what it was, but when I couldn't have it, then like I felt really mad and angry, and like I wanted to fight, and for my own personal protection, sometimes I do carry my sword, and it's people usually can't see it, and people who can see it, I don't know, they usually have some kind of abilities like me, so I haven't had good experiences with people who can see the sword, and you four can. So I thought you were going to hurt me, and
yeah. So in Massachusetts, it's generally not legal to carry outside of your home a knife that's longer than 1.5 to 2 inches. But you're saying that this is a sword that people normally don't see. I'm just trying to figure out any potential legal fallback once my bluff and bluster with the cops leads, in case they end up actually looking at the footage. So are you telling me you think this sword is not going to show up on the museum's cameras? Is that the thing that we're getting at here?
I don't
How
think
about the hunk of the concrete that you cut out? How about that? Are they to see that?
Oh yeah, the things that get cut with the sword are definitely cut.
Have you cut things with the sword before?
I mean, not people.
You were about to cut
her.
me in half. It's a miracle you didn't hit me with that.
It's not like me, okay? I'm sorry. I didn't. Yes, I did do that, and I'm sorry. And
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
I'm just under a lot of pressure. Okay, I'm not a bad person.
Mhm.
That's a tissue.
Nobody's saying that you are. I'm just trying to figure out what your potential liability in this situation is and how I can help you out of it.
My face, it looks like I'm
deal with it.
definitely saying that she is.
I have a specialty in poker face for fucking reason. Just keep that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's relevant.
So, right. Yeah. So to Helena, it's like, are you interested in pressing charges, or can we resolve this another way?
I'm not gonna press charges.
Okay, great.
I don't
so
really care. I just was thrown by this lady, and I'm still hurting basically because I'm the one with the one injury right now.
Oh, you actually visibly injured? Yeah. Oh, I missed that
a little
part.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it happened during last session.
Gotcha. Okay. In what way are you visibly injured? Did you get like hit or cut or like?
I was
probably just bruised
around.
Gotcha.
Yeah, bruised.
Okay. Yeah. So probably not in a way that Elijah could actually see, because you're like, if you're thrown, it's probably like you've got bruises under your clothes, kind of thing. Okay, cool. Absolutely. I was like, that would be a very different conversation. Okay. Okay.
Actually, can I get integrity and intellect from Helena?
Okay. It's 6.
Or culture. Integrity or culture. Both. Either one would work.
Okay. Let's see. 2 successes.
The woman who threw you looks identical, but was not wearing what this Karen is wearing.
Okay.
Like same exact face, same exact haircut, different clothing.
Okay, it makes sense that in the heat of the moment that wasn't my priority to look at, but now I figure this, and I'll just stop mid-sentence and process the thing into my mind and say, okay, you know what? We're good. I'm good enough to call this a day and figure out. Well, it's all right. Okay, let's do it. I'll get back to my cup of coffee. I'm probably trying to slip a soda from a little bit of a place behind the counter like that, and drink both things at the same time. And it's an horrible idea, I know, but
it does not taste good.
I'm just a little bit distressed, more than I'd like to let on right now.
Yeah, you like one more piece slid into place for you, and now this whole thing seems even weirder. Which things getting slightly more calm but weirder is a good place to leave off for this episode. So
nice.
It's been loads of fun. Let's go around real fast to tell folks who you are, who you've been playing, and where they can find more stuff from you. Since Michaela's already up, Michaela, who are you? Where can they find your cool stuff?
Hello, I'm Michele. I'm a Onyx Path freelancer and developer. I think that by the time this airs, we are still on Kickstarter for They Came from the Cyclops' Cave and They Came from Classified, which are our cinematic spy movies and fantasy movies games. You can check them out. They're really fun. back one, back both, anything that works for you, and giving them a look, because We did. The feedback we got so far, it's really great. And people who check the line for the first time, thanks to those, are falling in love with that. So give them a chance. I'd appreciate it. And that's me.
Awesome. Spider.
I am Spider B. Perry, and I am an Onyx Path writer. I think it'd be easier to list the lines I haven't written for at this point than the ones that I have. You can find me on social media anywhere except for Instagram. It's the only place where I don't have VA Spider. V as in Victor, A as in Apple Spider. Including my Patreon, and my day job is Nerdy Kepi. We make quality queerware. You can find us at nerdykepi.com, and if you can't figure out how to spell that, we're also at ithaspockets.gay.
Awesome, thanks. David, who are you? Where can they find your stuff?
I'm David. I've been playing Damien De La Cruz. I am a developer for Onyx Path now. I write on a lot of the lines. Again, it's one of those, it'd be easier to say what I haven't written on yet. I also work for Spider at Nerdy Kepi, so there's that too. You can find me on Twitter at The Inked Knight, or on Patreon at patreon.com/Inkstained Studios.
Awesome. Jeffrey's internet has just died, but Jeffrey was playing Mitch. Jeffrey is awesome. Jeffrey is a writer and hopefully co-developer on a Scion book in the very near future. I'm Hiromi Cota, they, them. I am the Scion Online developer, and you can find me on TikTok and Twitter at hiromicota.com, or at hiromicota, which is right here, also at hiromicota.com. It's been loads of fun, and we'll see you next week. Stay safe.
Goodbye.
Treat the pandemic seriously.
Wear your mask. Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.